Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear viewers, welcome back to Technology App by Talha once again. So right now we are going to discuss strings. So as we know that string variable contains the collection of characters. Okay, it's just like if we are talking about the T, A, L, H and A, these all are the different characters. So if we are talking about the combination of characters T, A, L, H, A, that is Talha. So we can say that this is a one string. And we have to declare it while coding. It's just like chair, after that name of the string, that is name, and after that within the parenthesis we are using length of a string, okay, and after that equals, and within the double quotes we are declaring some string here. So this is the simple way for initializing a string. Before working on strings, let's go through the different data types here, because string is also a data type. Okay. So firstly, integer data type. If you are declaring some integer data type, it's just like int a. So a is a variable. So that means we can assign 5 into a, because variable a having the integer data type. And in integer data type, we can assign the different numbers on it. And if we are talking about the character data type, if we are using char a equals something, that is equal d. So d will be assigned to a. So d is a simple character. Okay, so we can use character data type as well. The variable can also have a float data type, just like this. If we are declaring a as a float, then we can assign the value of 12.5 here into the a, because a having the float data type. And after that, if we are talking about the double data type, double means also containing some bigger numbers. Okay, it's just like 12,000 we can assign to variable a. And after that, if we are moving towards int a is 5, actually this is the array. And which type of array? The array of integer, because array is consecutive memory locations with the same name and same type. So if we are declaring the array of integer like this, and we can assign the different numbers in it. It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And what about the array of characters? So it's just like char a and within the parenthesis any length of it. So right now we are talking about the array of characters. And the array of characters means we can assign any number of characters into one array. So that is actually the array of character, including T, A, L, H, A, these 5 characters. Okay, so if we are talking about this array of character, that means we are talking about the strings. So actually this is the string T, A, L, H, A, the combination of character, or we can also say that this is the array of characters. Okay, the combination of characters is called the string right now. So after the concept of string, let's move towards how we initialize a string with the multiple ways, and how it allocates some space in the memory. And it's just like if we are talking about char a within the parenthesis having some length like this, if the length is 6, when equals, after the equals within the curly braces we can assign different characters into the different places. It's just like T, A, L, H, A, these are the 5 places, and the 6th place we have to put null character, /0. So we have to place a null character after the end of any string. If we cannot put any null character, then the compiler automatically puts it at the end of any string. Okay, after that, that's another way, the simple way of assigning the values within the string. It's just like char a of 6, that means we have a array of characters and having the length 6 equals within the double quotes we have to write Talha here, after that semicolon. That means Talha will be assigned to that array of character or that string. So while visualizing in the memory structure, it's just like this. If we are talking about these 6 different portions, so these are the 6 blocks in the memory having the space for this string, or having some indexes just like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So these are the indexes of these locations, and after that what will be the values inside it? Okay, the value is, firstly, suppose t will be placed on the index 0 here, okay, and after that on the index 1 the A will be placed. After that L will be placed on the index number 2, and then H will be placed on the index number 3, and A will be placed on the index number 4 and the index number 5, the last index of this string that contains the null character /0. And if we are talking about the addresses of these locations, suppose the first character having the address 1211, so the next A will be placed on 1212 location, and after that L will be placed on 1213 location, and the next location is 1214, and the next location is 1215, and the next location is 1216. Okay, so these are the memory structure of a string. So after the memory structure, we are moving towards how we input the string from the user. It's simply like this. We have to declare some string like char name of 10 length. Okay, after that we have to display something that enter your name, okay, with the help of cout statement simply, and then we have to use scene for the input, and suppose get line function we are using for the input some string. So after the scene dot, then we have to use get line function for input the string, and in the parameters, in the parenthesis, we can have name, that is the name of a string. Okay, after that comma, then the length of a string, just like 10 here. So after learning how we can input the string from the user, after that moving towards the functions which are applied on the strings. It's just like string copy. We have to copy one string into another string. It's just like ctr cpy, and within the parenthesis we have two parameters. First is the string number 1, and then the second string s1 comma s2. Suppose we have these two strings, then we can also concatenate two strings as well with the help of this function ctr cat, and within the parenthesis we have to use two strings. Suppose s1 comma s2. So s1 is the first string and s2 suppose it's a second string. So it concatenate the string 2 onto the end of string 1. And suppose we are again having another function like a string compare, okay, strcmp, and which are the two strings we can pass within the parameters like s1 comma s2. That means it returns 0 if the string 1 and string 2 both are the same, and it returns less than 0 if the string 1 is less than string 2, and it returns greater than 0 if the string 1 is greater than string 2. So we can compare easily two strings with the help of this string compare function as well. After that we can have another function like finding the string length with the help of strlen, string length function, and within the parenthesis we have to pass a single string here like s1. So it returns the length of a string s1. So now we are moving towards practice all these things with the help of codes now. So we are writing the code here, okay. After the header files we are using another header file, that is the C string, okay, and we can also have a string header file we can also include here. So if we are using the different functions like string copy, string concatenation, string compare, string length functions, then we have to use C string header files here, okay. And within the main function we are having the two strings like name and last name. In the string name we are having the Talha, and suppose having the last name is Amjad. So after declaring and initializing the strings, if we want to concatenate these two strings, name and the last name, while combining all two strings into one string, that is a full name. So it's just like the full name is, and after that we have to apply this function string cat, okay, strcat, and which are the two parameters here, name and the last name. So we concatenate string last name onto the end of the string name, okay. So the output will be right now for this, that is Talha Amjad. And if we are talking about the length of a string, okay, we can easily find out with the help of which function, that is string length, strlen. So the length of full name is strlen, and within the parenthesis we have to use which string, that is the name. Okay, the length of his name is right now suppose 11, so 11 will be displayed here because it also includes the space in it, okay, after the Talha, before the Amjad. So it also includes that space, so its length is 11 instead of 10. So we can also copy one string into another string with the help of string copy function, strcpy, and within the parentheses we are using name comma last name. That means the last name will be assigned to the name. That means the last name is Amjad, so the Amjad will be assigned to the name instead of Talha. Okay, so now the name is name, so what will be the name displayed here? It will be Amjad. Okay, and after that, while comparing two strings, we are using string compare function. It's just like strcmp. Okay, and within the parentheses we have a condition like if this string copy function having the name and the last name, if this function returns 0 and the 0 equals to 0, this condition will be true, then it will be displayed both are the same. Suppose in this case both are the same and the answer is, and that is Amjad. Both strings contain the Amjad. So right now suppose I have to run it, okay, and what will be the output of it? So the full name is Talha Amjad. Okay, and after that, while applying the length function, string length, we have a length of a full name is 11. Okay, and after that, if we are talking about the name, after copying it, then now the name is Amjad. And while comparing these two strings, okay, then the result will be both are the same, that is Amjad right now. Okay, so we are using all the four functions here while working on strings. So right now suppose I cannot use Talha and Amjad, the predefined strings here, okay, and we have to use the strings from the user. So we want the user input some string here, so I have to comment this thing, or suppose I have to remove this, okay, and then I have to declare the name and last name firstly, okay, and after that for the input from the user we have to use scene.getLine function, okay, as we discussed earlier. So enter your name, scene.getLine name comma 10, that is we are inputting from the user the name, and after that we can also input the last name from the user right now. So right now user enters some name and user enters some last name, and then we are performing all these functions. So suppose right now after changing I have to run it, okay, and then what will be the output of it? Enter your name, suppose the name is Ali, okay, the last name, suppose the last name is Shahid, and then enter. So see the output. Now the full name is Ali Shahid and the length of a full name is this. Now the name is Shahid, okay, after copying this, and then both are the same or different? Both are the same, that is Shahid suppose. So now strings are very clear to you, okay, while working on it, and we can also use the string class here as well, okay. We will discuss it in the coming lectures as well.